2 years of waiting has paid off for the live-action debut of Nightwing! What's up, YouTubers of the world? MegaGeekMixer here to give you guys the season finale of Titans. And as you can see, guys, I am wearing my Nightwing shirt because I had to be wearing it. I have been waiting for this episode for when Nightwing debuts that I wear it, because there's no better shirt to wear for this episode. And what a debut it was for Nightwing. It was a beautiful debut, and I loved every minute of it. Now, bear in mind how it all ended this season finale. Didn't exactly end how maybe most of us were expecting, but either way, whether it ended how we expected or not, the ending of it, wow, what an emotional moment. It was kind of like Avengers. I mean, you got the big fight, and then you got the emotional moment of a sacrifice, and of two major characters dying, one being a villain, one being the hero, and then the setup for season 3. It was all really good. So let's go on ahead and go on into it. Let's start off with the star of the show himself, and the title of itself, Nightwing. So yes, we finally get it. Nightwing versus Deathstroke. How long I've been waiting for that moment. Yes, we got Robin versus Deathstroke. Grayson as Robin versus Deathstroke, and that was a great fight. But I'll admit that I think I like that fight better than this one. But even still, the Nightwing fight was still great. Nightwing versus Deathstroke. As sadly though, it was Deathstroke who they had to take care of first before they went on to take care of the other problem they had to fix, that being Connor and Gar. Even still though, seeing Deathstroke and Nightwing fighting in that scene was epic. It made me just go in awe over what I was seeing. Like I said though, the Robin versus Deathstroke battle was a little more better than that, but it still didn't matter. This was still good, but it only got better when Rose Wilson showed up as a Ravager. And first off, let me just say, I like her costume in this one better. And it's the same costume, yeah, but more like, now in last week's episode, I had a problem with the mask, but in this scene, the mask actually seems to work well. Like, it seems better. I think maybe it's because the wig wasn't tied up in a knot, in a ponytail knot like it was last episode, and she just had it all hanging out, and or maybe just the lighting or something, I don't know, but still, to see Rose Wilson show up and then choosing the Titans over her father and seeing Nightwing and her standing side by side, I love that moment. But then it got even better as Ravager and Nightwing both took on Deathstroke, and what a great fight that was. It was kind of, I don't know how I can say fully how I felt about it. I just know it was great. Maybe because, well, like, seeing how Rose had turned against her father, I mean, guess it was somewhat reminiscent of Jericho. Instead, though, it's this time Rose and Nightwing working together, whereas Jericho stood and watched him and Robin fought each other in the past. But I think the real climax of it came down to when Rose killed her father. Yeah, Deathstroke is now dead, but I would like to think this is gonna lead us into maybe a spin-off, because I'm not gonna lie, Deathstroke, Isa Morales as Deathstroke has been amazing, and he deserves his own spin-off show after this. But not only that though, Rose Wilson, before her father would die, she asked Jericho to come out of him, use this chance to transfer out of Deathstroke's conscience, which he does, and now he's with his sister. But I gotta say, it's kind of funny how you meet your sister this way. But let's face it, Deathstroke's family is just all sorts of messed up. So this sort of fits them. It really does. But it was also great to see Jericho inside Rose talking with Grayson. And in this way, Grayson got his redemption, because when he was fighting Deathstroke, he was fighting him, but he was also trying to speak to Jericho. Because the one thing that Rose is doing that Deathstroke didn't is letting Jericho take over her body for a minute so she could talk with Nightwing and reconcile with them. And I said she, I meant he, but you guys know what I'm saying there. it was a great battle for the ending with Deathstroke and Nightwing, and it kind of made sense how it was really mostly all about Deathstroke and Nightwing, and not really all of the Titans. Sure, Deathstroke has his beef with the Titans, but it was mostly about him and Nightwing. And it was great. I loved every minute of it. But then it all came to a head with the final battle they were fighting, and that was going to save Gar and stop Connor. Because it turns out phase 2 that we were given last week, well, that SOB Mercy Graves, her phase 2 is to get Connor Kent to show off what he can do so she can sell off her super soldier to the highest bidder, which is what Cadmus was always been about, making super soldiers to take down metas and stuff and pretty much weaponizing them and all that stuff. Pretty much how like Tobias Well and Black Lightning Season 2 was trying to do, just like he's trying to do now in Season 3. But either way, I will at least say this: while they did have Garfield, Beast Boy, aka Beast Boy, start the ruckus at a carnival, so then Superboy can come in and fight him. That fight scene, it was actually a pretty good fight scene. But more than that, this was the first time we actually got to see Garfield, Beast Boy, in an actual fight. All the other times he was just in these brief fights, but this one was an actually good full-length on fight for what we were given with this 45-minute or so episode, and it was definitely worth it. I actually liked it. It was great, and I can't wait to see more of this in Season 3. Let's just hope that this time, though, we can get more than the tiger. I mean, we got the snake in the first episode of this season, but let's hope we can still get more. Like, I'd love to see a dinosaur. That would be beautiful. But with that aside, though, eventually Superboy stops him, and then here comes the rest of the Titans. And yes, even Donna Troy got to go head to head with Superboy for a while. And I thought she was. And I thought she would perish in that one. Oh yeah, and sorry, I kind of. Yeah, but if you're watching this, you know you must have already seen it and stuff, because I don't just do non-spoilers when it comes to this. I just go straight into the spoilers. But either way, yes. In this one, Donna Troy is the one that falls. One Titan would rise, Nightwing. The other that fell, Donna Troy. And yeah, it was sad. It was very sad. But how she went out, it wasn't what I thought it would be. I thought it would be Superboy and her fighting that would kill her. But no, she actually went out, actually how a Titan really does go out. Most Titans go out, and that's saving people. You see, after the whole crisis was over, she stopped a high voltage construction from falling on innocent people and Dove. But the high voltage of electricity ended up killing her, which was sad. And it did have me scratching my head, because maybe, I'm not sure, I don't think Amazons can resist high voltage of electricity. I'm not quite sure about that. Leave that in the comment section down below if some of y'all might know that on that end. But it was still sad to see her go, and yet it was good of them to at least give her back to the Amazons. And this makes me think maybe this is setting up for Casey Sandmark as the new Donna Troy. That's just a guess, though. Maybe, maybe not. We'll get into that more when I make a video on what I would like to expect in Season 3. But as for how they stopped Connor, well, they did that with Raven, who at first had a moment with Beast Boy to try to get him back to himself. And it was a great moment, and let's hope we can see more moments between these two in Season 3. But then the real stuff came when Raven had let Nightwing go inside Connor's mind and rescue Connor from there. And I loved how he rescued him by breaking off a wall that made the sunlight shine on him. And that was basically like an Easter egg moment to how Superman would have the sunlight shine on him, and his powers would just manifest, and he would start to feel strong. Yeah, let's put it that way. He felt strong. And it really gave us a even bigger Easter egg moment when inside Connor's mind, when he was with Grayson there, that now that he was free of Cadmus's mind control, he decided to really show that he's back by going up, up, and away. Yeah, lean himself, getting ready to propel and shoot right up into the sky. That was beautiful. I love that. But after that came Bruce Wayne and Grayson having a talk and fully reconciling. And who, by the way, during the whole crisis going on at the carnival, when Superboy was fighting the Titans, Mercy Graves' little show was interrupted by who better yet? Bruce Wayne himself. Yeah, he hacked into her little video of everything being broadcast, and all I gotta just say is that was a great moment, because that really shows how Bruce Wayne, Batsuit or not, he is Batman, and no one can stop him when it comes to cutting things off. Oh yeah, that was very beautiful. But I also did, like I said, love the reconciliation between him and Grayson, fully reconciling. Although, at the end of the episode, we also ended up getting something interesting. It turns out Bruce Wayne wasn't the one who brought the Titans together. It's probably suspected that maybe this was Rachel's doing. She subconsciously got them together. Maybe it was, because here's the even more interesting thing about Rachel. At the end of the episode, she decided to go with the Amazons to Themyscira because she wants to try to help Donna. I guess she's trying to bring her back or something. I don't know, but still, maybe not. But no doubt we'll see her in season 3. But I did like how this ended, because the way it ended with Rachel was her once again having a father-daughter moment with Grayson, which is how it began in season 2 of the first episode. It was a great way to end it on that end for those two. Even though really they didn't have much to go off of in this season, it was still a great moment. Oh, and also during the funeral scene, we got to see Jason Todd, who, as you all know, he's an a-hole, but when he heard about what happened to Donna Troy, he still showed up there. Bear in mind, it was in a distance, but still, with his character, that makes sense. And this would like me to think that while Jason soon rode off, this will lead him into maybe next season coming back as Red Hood, or maybe even do a spin-off and maybe Red Hood and the Outlaws. That's a little asking much though, because since that's kind of later on down the line after he's Red Hood, but hey, a guy can dream. But then finally, wow, did I love how it ended. It showed here that the Titans truly are together now, because at the end of it all, when there was trouble brewing, the Titans just answered the call right away. All costume up and ready to go. And as you saw them all at that in the road, just walking down, getting ready to stop the crime. Loved it. That was a great way to end it. And yes, season 2 has had its ups and downs, but if I'm to say it's better than season 1, I wouldn't be lying, because it is better than season 1. They got the tone up better than how gritty it was in last season, but it actually made sense. Since season 1 was really about Raven, it had to be gritty. This one was mostly about Grayson this season, and he's more lighthearted and lighter tone, so that one made sense. But be ready for season 3, because the last scene we had here was Blackfire possessing a woman, showing that the Tamaranian invasion is coming, and that means that Starfire will be the star of next season as she and the Titans deal with the Tamaranian invasion. This promises to be interesting, and I can't wait to see it. But until then, guys, I don't think I have more to say. I actually do, but I'm going to save that for my all-out review on season 2 of Titans to tell you the pros and the cons of it. But until then, I'm going to leave it all at that. And hey, if you're enjoying my videos, all you got to do is click that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to be notified when I make more videos. And until then, MegaGeekMixer signing out. Bye!